I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
35 years since the release of the first Dark Tower novel, and 13 years since its end, we are finally getting the big screen adaptation we have all been waiting for. Stephen King has been a prolific novelist and a godfather to contemporary horror for over 40 years. But even he himself admits the Dark Tower series isn't his most well-known, and can seem intimidating because of its sheer size. The road to the Dark Tower has been a long one, with more than a few hiccups along the way. In 2007, in the heart of the Lost phenomenon, J.J. Abrams and Damon Lindelof optioned the series for $19, as 19 is a mystical, reoccurring number for the series, and an obvious influence for the numbers of Lost. But after much discussion and no real headway being made, Abrams and Lindelof bowed out, claiming they could not do the source material justice. From here, legendary film director Ron Howard took up the task and set up a unique and epic structure that would round out the journey to the tower.
And we are working on the television component.
Ron got far enough to cast Javier Bardem as the last line of Eld himself, Roland Deschain. We were finally ready to see this come to realization. Just like that, it was gone. With a blooming budget and questionable mass appeal, Universal backed away, but Ron really found a love for the story and the world King created, and continued to shop the series around. From Universal to Warner Brothers, from Javier to Russell Crowe, we came ever so close. The Dark Tower was too risky of a bet. It was too weird and mixed too many genres, but life finds a way, and we are now here. The Dark Tower lives, and the journey has finally begun. The Dark Tower is the center of everything. It's the linchpin of time and space, the fuse box of existence, and it's dying. Roland must travel over his long lifetime to save it from the Man in Black and his leader, the Crimson King. The tower is held up by 6 magical yet physical beams, which are integral to its structure. These beams are what must be broken to topple the tower. In the trailer, you can see the beams represented by blue light. These two plan on toppling the tower to wipe out life, and the Crimson King, with the help of the Man in Black, plans on remaking the world in his image. He is the story's main antagonist, and I'll leave it at that, as his character is steeped in spoilers. Our protagonist, Roland Deschain, is the last of his kind, a gunslinger, the peacekeepers of his now extinct society. Think The Man with No Name from Sergio Leone's Western series, and a knight like that of King Arthur. Roland may be a loner, but it must be known that this isn't a journey of a single man, but that of a group. Like Frodo's fellowship, Roland's tale is that of him and his friends coming together to stop the ending of existence. The Dark Tower universe is all-encompassing, from Midworld, which is the realm where Roland is from, to different periods of New York and everything in between. But as Jake Chambers once said, there are other worlds than these, and that's not just a cool poster tagline. Many other characters and themes from King's various stories tie into the Tower universe. Ted from Hearts in Atlantis and Father Callahan from Salem's Lot play major roles within the Dark Tower series, with The Mist being currently brought back to the small screen. It's been implied by King himself that the government opened up a thinny which let in the mist. A thinny is a hole where space and time have become eroded, and a portal-like cloud emerges, and whatever lies on the other side can now cross over. We see Roland and his friends walk by one in Topeka, Kansas, in the 4th book, which was demolished from the superflu, from The Stand. The Stand has more connections than just that. The antagonist from The Stand is Randall Flagg, a man who goes by many names. Walter O'Dim, the Walking Dude, and Walter Paddock himself, the Man in Black. The Stand and the Dark Tower share the same villain, while Stephen King's book Insomnia is essentially a Dark Tower spin-off. The film looks to be keeping in line with the many connections. We can see a photo of the Overlook Hotel and Jake's therapist's office, and the nod to the monster from It by the abandoned circus. This story is unique enough that it needs our support. I hope that you can now go into this, well-versed enough to care, but open enough to grow. This is one step of many on the road to the Dark Tower, and I hope you take this journey. And may we meet again in the clearing at the end of the path. I'm Lance Velchek for Arrow in the Head and JoBlo.com. Thanks for watching.